Hey everybody. So, I haven't done this in a while, and so I thought I would do it since I kind of don't want to touch a controller right now. Um, so, I still haven't done this, but I'm going to show off what exactly I'm going to be doing. But what I have done is I have set up all of the, oh, my computer started acting up. I set up all of the, brackets, the edges of each of them. Going all the way over, so that's Pikachu uh, to 30. Then all the way over to 30. And since I've set all them up, I also did the back row over here. It's a little bit more staggered than it was over there, and if you've seen the very beginning, you can kind of tell that. Actually, now that I think about it, you didn't actually see when I went all the way up to Charizard and was like this before. But it's a little bit bigger now, at least when it comes to like how wide each of these areas are, because I put like 2 extra blocks of space in it. You know, I haven't put in the rods. End rods, yeah. Alright. Oh, right. They're up there. Okay. So I'm going to set all these back in a bit. But yeah. So, first things first, we got Bulbasaur. Yeah, I got these reversed. So, number, name, type 1, type 2. So, so this would be Pokemon number 1 with Bulbasaur, which it's grass and then poison. Okay. Height, weight, region, Gendex. So what I have here is I actually have on the side Bulbapedia like pulled up, so it will be 1.2 meters for height. For weight, it's 1.9 kilograms. You then have the Kanto region, in which it is also the first one. You know, kind of simple. Then we have Ivysaur. I'm gonna just move over to that one really quickly. Ivysaur. Okay. This one is 1.0 meters and 13.0 kilograms. You then have whoops, sorry about that. I have to kind of reach through my thing to do this. Whoops. I'm like, I'm gonna. Like, don't worry, I'll just type it in. we go. That looks good. Then this one is Venusaur. So, you know, we kind of have a issue because now we're at a Mega Pokemon. So I'm going to just display capture. There we go. So, as you can see here, you have Venusaur, you have Megas Venusaur, and Gigantamax Venusaur. So these are the heights for the regular one, these are the heights for the Mega form, and these are the heights for the Gigantamax Venusaur. Sometimes the types change when you go to Mega, like stuff like that, so I need to make sure that when I am looking at this, I'm actually grabbing the right one, especially for some Pokemon that not only have a Mega form, but also have a Gigantamax form. So that is something to pay attention to. For some reason. Okay. Oops, that's the $sign. Venusaur. Venusaur. Yeah, it's Venusaur. I don't know why, but a lot of people just go Venusaur, and it's like, wait a second, there's no second S. You know. So, since I am doing this, I thought I might as well bring something up. One of the, oh my gosh, it's 100 kilograms? Wow. But only 2 meters high. Huh. I thought it would actually be bigger, but no, it's like 6 foot. Huh. Okay. Yeah, so since, so while I do this, I thought I might as well talk about something that's been on my mind as of late. At least with Pokemon. And I think I've deduced a problem that I've finally run into, and it's something that I was kind of dismissing a little bit, like, way back, and that is Pokemon's battle system becoming stale? And it's kind of an interesting topic, because there isn't a good way to say yes, and there is definitely not a good way to say no. Like, you may think, like, I was like, oh, how is it stale? So I brought this up in like way back when I was first starting Sword and Shield, when I started seeing topics about that. The problem with saying a blank statement like, yeah, it's kind of it's getting kind of stale and I need to fix the battle system is it's a really hard, it's really hard for any game series that's been going on, especially as long as Pokemon, to change anything. Now, you might think, that that's a little bit of a silly argument, but it is kind of true where it's like you have a lot of people who have invested a lot of time and effort into memorizing a lot, and I mean a lot of aspects of games. Like, there are people who, if you ask them, like, hey, are you playing this new release? And they look at you with, like, crazy eyes because they haven't slept in, like, 3 months. I haven't slept probably in 3 months going, no, I can't. I'm a professional Call of Duty player, and I need to memorize every update to every gun, making sure I know everything about it. And you're kind of like, whoa, dude, calm down. It's like, no, I need to have optimized gameplay. It's like, and there are people like that in Pokemon. They're just, a lot less immediately like that. Yeah, I knew something was up. But at the same time, I do acknowledge that there is a problem. And that is, you have never encountered a Pokemon before. Like, you have never encountered this specific Pokemon before, and you are told, fight it. And so the first thing you do is discern its typing. And the second you discern its typing, you switch to a Pokemon that has a move that is super effective against it. And there is not a good way there is not a good way to really bring an there is probably a better way to state this, but once you find its typing, there isn't too much you need to do. Like, I showed this off when I fought Mustard in the final battle in the DLC, which I am going to still go back to. I am going to still catch all those Pokemon. I just need to figure out which other Pokemon I'm missing and then fill out my actual, like, living dex that is sitting inside that box. And I'm going to do that eventually, but right now I'm kind of busy with a bunch of other stuff. I'm getting my podcast back up and running. I'm getting a few other things, but so I've literally had no time to even touch my Switch, even though, like I've said several times, man, it's so great to just pick up games and play it. It's like, man, I'm sitting down at this computer for so long. This one is Charizard. What? Not even that high yet. Fire. Flying. Okay, there we go. But there does need to be... Oh yeah, I forgot about this. If you actually look, I was like, it's not much. Like, not really. But Charizard Y is slightly less... has slightly less weight than Charizard X, and I have no idea why. It's like, what's the difference? Maybe is that he's trying to be more aerodynamic, but I don't know. Yuck. Okay, back to this. Okay, so let's go back to the analogy. So you are sitting there and you are looking at a Pokemon you've never seen before. Take one look at it, there's fire on it, so you go, oh, that's a fire type. And then you bring out a water type and you splash water onto it, and then it does super effective damage. Or maybe it does neutral damage. And you go, oh, wait, maybe there's something wrong. And then you realize, oh, it's not just fire, it's grass fire. So it actually cancels out water. So you start like running through all your head and you go, fire is not strong against poison, so let's use that poison type against it. You know, it's like you run into that sort of problem. And you get into what is known as the rock, paper, scissors match of Pokemon, in which you have, you know, all of these typings, in which all of these typings have different advantages, disadvantages. Like, you're sitting there and you go, oh, it's a normal type, I'll throw it up fighting. And you do it like just completely off the cuff, like not even really thinking about it. And the problem with that is that Pokemon seems to be one of the only long-standing RPGs that you don't need to put too much thought into it. Like I was once very critical about ever like changing that up, but then I kind of had an epiphany of, you know, this game is for kids. I understand that they want kids to easily understand it and easily go into it. Then why make so many types and not make archetypes? You know, it's like why not make normal fighting? Like, why not make the physical typings the base types, and then make the special types a secondary type? You know, it's like we're currently dealing with Squirtle right now. So let me just finish this up really quickly so I can show you what exactly I'm talking about. It's the Kanto Dex, and this one's number 7. Okay, see how this one's just water? And you see how this one over here is fire flying? That evolves from just fire. And you have grass over here. Now, I'm not saying that they need to do this, but just imagine this, okay? Squirtle starts out as water. Bulbasaur starts out as grass. And then the final evolution gains a third type. We already know that Blastoise here is pure fire, and we know that Venusaur is grass poison. Now imagine if Bulbasaur and Ivysaur were just grass, just like how this one is just fire and then evolves into flying. Later Pokemon generations are a lot better at this, but a lot better at making dual typings like sound reasonable, in which they introduce it on usually the last one, and then keep going, and then give them special things because they hit that final one. It's where the curse of fire fighting comes in, because it's like, can you give us something else than fighting? Because the idea is that you have to put a special archetype with a physical archetype. Every once in a while you get a difference where it's like in Generation 6? 7. In Generation 7, you had the special typing, and then you got a second special type. So for fire, you got dark. For grass, you got ghost, replacing the flying, which was a physical, and then water had fairy. All three of those being like that. But imagine if every Pokemon started out with one of those. Okay, so how about we go back to this board over here so I can show you. So imagine if all the starters were normal type. Now just bear with me here. Now imagine if all of them were normal type. And then one got fire, one got grass, one got water. On the second evolution, they lose normal typing, and they go to that. And then on the third, they go to that. Now, I'm not saying that this is exactly where I want them to go with this, but the idea that they have a physical type, and only the fit, and they have to do... Oh, hey, Ghost is actually a... Didn't know that. Ghost is physical type. Not sure why that eluded me for so long, but yeah, Dark Fairy. Actually, now I think about Dragon should probably switch with Ghost, because Dragon is usually physical attacking stuff and Ghost is special attacking things. But you know, that's neither here nor there. Not really. So, what do we do to fix it? Honestly, this is one of the only things I kind of liked about Temtem. It was a short-lived. I don't want to say it was short-lived, but I didn't really see a lot of press about it. Like after it kind of had a run-in with a bunch of hackers coming in, going like, "Yeah, we can do all this," and it's like, "No, please don't do that," and then the game just died. So I don't know what's up. I hear it's still in beta, maybe even alpha. But either way, like, the one thing I actually did enjoy about the game was the fact that that the Pokemon basically ran off of a stamina system in which you basically their life and the amount of moves they can do are all tied together. And since every battle is a double battle, you're using moves sequentially and you are compounding the elemental attacks, and sometimes the moves kind of fizzle out because you use the wrong ones in the wrong combinations, or they do more damage because you do them in the right combinations, but you know, all that. And I did kind of like how it mixed things up. So imagine if they could do their physical moves like normally. Like, all of their physical moves do not take up PP, and you could use them infinitely, but all it does is basically break down a guard. And once the guard has kind of been depleted, you hit them with their special move. No, I am actually just kind of spitballing here, but like I'm trying to think of like any way that they can like shake up Pokemon as a game, because I like Pokemon. I like the setting and I like the designs. Not really a lot of them in Generation 5, maybe, and really not. I only liked a few of them in Generation 6. But at the end of the day, I do want to see the series not really stagnate, because that's a problem that a lot of other series are currently having. Like, this is kind of off topic, but Tomb Raider came out and then just kind of died as a series because it came out with 3 games that were all kind of the same. And they were all prequels to the first game, and so it never really felt like it was going anywhere. But at the end of the day, I kind of sit there and I go, I kind of wanted it to go somewhere, though. I wanted it to do something different. And it's like, but we are doing something different. We have sort of a crafting system inside of it, and you're incentivized to go like hunting for stuff instead of just doing puzzles. And it's like, yeah, but that's not really taking it in a... I was like, it's not really taking it in a constructive direction. It's just filling it. It's filling the space, you know? So yeah, I've just been kind of mulling that over a bit. I'm not burnt out on the series. It's just I've been kind of sitting back from it and really looking at like how much I've been enjoying it, and whether or not I feel like there needs to be substantial change to the series. because I'm definitely not gonna like yell at Game Freak going, "You need to change your game." I say so, but I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't have the answers, but I really wish Game Freak did. You know? I'm gonna finish up the rest of these, going all the way down, and then when I come back next, probably like even after I've done more of them, probably the next video is gonna be me just like finishing up all of the Kanto region doing this. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.